this is Mrs. Cucuzzi, and I'm going to show you how to begin your Photoshop Elements composition. The first thing you need to do is open up the program Adobe Photoshop. When the welcome screen loads, you're going to click the orange circle that says Edit. Make sure you do not click the circle that says Create. You want the orange circle that says Edit. And once the program loads, you'll see this screen. What you need to do first is to make a blank composition. So along the top, find the word File, go down to New, and over to Blank File. Then you're going to go with a preset size. So where it says Preset, you're going to drop that down to US Paper and say OK. So this is your composition. Right now it is a vertical composition. If you want a horizontal composition, you can always say Image, Rotate, 90 degrees left or right, doesn't matter because we don't have anything yet. So that's another choice you could make. Now what you're going to want to do is put a color in the background. If I click on the paint bucket and click the color, it will use the foreground color down here. So there's two colors at the bottom of the screen with sort of your color picker, and the default is black and white. So if you double click here, you'll get black and white. But you can definitely change the colors. So if I click here, I can decide what sort of range of colors I want. So let's say I wanted a blue. And then when I click in the box on a specific tint or shade, I'm gonna have that blue. So when you're happy with it, this is the old color, this is the new, you say okay. So now I could fill it in with my new color. If I wanna switch the bottom color, so I've got two colors on deck, I can click these little arrows and then I can click a different shade and say okay. At any time you can say Edit, Undo Paint Bucket. Okay. Every time you're on a tool, the options pop up. So if by any chance I wanted to click Pattern, I could fill it. I could look at the different patterns, and I could fill it with a pattern if I wanted to do that. So I'm going to say Control-Z. If you want to do a gradient beneath the paint bucket, there's the gradient tool. And if you click and drag in the box, it's going to fill it with your gradient. And just like any other tools, when you click the tool, the gradient tool, you'll see different options up top. So there's different types of gradients you can do. So you could choose one you like. Another thing that's sort of neat, and I'm going to Control-Z, and go back to, is you can also do gradients with sort of some colors that they set preset. So if I clicked and dragged just within this little part, my rainbow gradient would be stripes. If I wanted to Control-Z and go and drag it out more, then it would sort of definitely be more gradual of a gradient. I think my favorite one was just this regular green and blue gradient. So I'm going to click that. Okay, maybe I'm going to do this. Okay, so there we go. I'm happy with this one, and I'm going to use this one as my background. So at this point, what I'm going to do is I'm going to say File, Save As, and I'm going to save it to my desktop because my OneDrive isn't quite working so well. So I'm going to call this Amy Cucuzzi Non-Objective. I'm going to call my non-objective 1 just because I've been making a couple in preparation for this project. It is a Photoshop. That's the format. You don't want to change that. You just want to say Save. And you are ready for part 2. You should have your background. You should know how to choose a color and use the paint bucket to fill in with a solid color or a gradient.